AI SEO tools. Now, I have tested all 15 of these tools that we're going to be talking about today. And basically what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be putting it into a tier list from best, so S being the best, to D being the worst. Now, the reason why I'm making this video as well is there's so many new AI SEO tools coming onto the market. And not only that as well, is if you were to just search AI SEO tools, I can guarantee you the top 3 or 4 websites will have SEMrush and maybe Ahrefs and SE ranking. Now, the list that I've put together are a little bit more obscure SEO or AI SEO tools, so that's why I have created this video. Also, if you guys do like daily SEO videos, remember to hit like and also subscribe to the channel. So, number 1, we are talking about Answer the Public. Now, this is, I believe it's Neil Patel's tool. Basically, what Answer the Public does is you give it a question and it will give you a load of different you give it a keyword and it will give you a load of different questions to do with that keyword. So you could put in, for example, coffee, and then it will give you a complete outscope of what people are actually asking. Now, the reason why I'm putting it in D tier is I believe that there's a few tools on this list that do a much better job. And not only that as well, is that it's not technically fully AI, this tool. It's kind of using like a template as well. So some of the questions, when I've used it before in the past, it just doesn't make sense, or people just aren't actually searching that question. The next tool is lowfruits.io. Now, this again, very similar to what Answer the Public does, but it is actually a lot more well researched when you're looking at low keyword difficulty keywords. So it actually does give you a lot more, like, for example, it gives you how difficult it is to rank for certain keywords, what SERP features each of the keywords actually have. Like, is it, for example, is there an AI overview there? Is it an image carousel? So it gives you a lot more information when you are doing keyword research. So for that reason, I'm actually going to put this into A tier. Let me just check the price. It's $21. Do you know what? For $21, I'm going to put that into S tier because it's probably one of the cheaper tools on the actual list. And it also does a really reasonable job as well. Next, we have got Browse AI. Now, Browse AI, if you've never used it before, this is what the website looks like. It's browse.ai. And basically what this tool does, and we've also got a free version as well. Now, what this tool basically does is it allows you to scrape websites. Now, this is for like very, very niche. It might only be a select few people watching this that might use this tool, but it's a really decent tool. The only downside to it is obviously that you can only do so much with it. So for that reason, I'm going to put it into C tier, but from a cost point of view and also from a usability point of view, like what it actually allows you to do, it's really, really good. You can scrape people's websites, or you can scrape certain sites and then create your own infographic, for example. So if you are going down that route, maybe you're looking to potentially build a infographic to then get like links being pointed to it. So like a linkable asset. This tool is pretty decent for scraping data. We then have Jasper. Now, Jasper was probably one of the first AI content writers. This is what the website looks like. It does look like they've actually went through a rebrand. Now, this tool was really good maybe like 4 or 5 years ago. And ever since then, it's kind of had like a bad rep in the actual space. And there are a lot of different options that are a lot better than what Jasper actually does. So for that, I'm going to put it into D tier. We then have Link Whisper. So Link Whisper basically allows you to automate your internal linking. This is what the website looks like. Now, I have actually done a few videos in the past on this. Basically, what this tool does is it will go out and crawl your entire website, and then it will give you internal linking opportunities. So it basically comes back saying like, hey, these 2 pages here could internal link to each other. Now, I think that it is a good tool, especially if you've got like a big website. The one thing that I would say though is that just injecting internal links sometimes can actually cause more harm than good on your website. So obviously just be wary when you are using this tool. Like, a lot of people think, okay, I'm just going to press one button, it's going to do 700 internal links and I'm going to rank tomorrow. That's not actually the case. You still need to use your brain with this tool. So in that case, if you're a beginner SEO, don't just go gung-ho using the tool. Maybe read a few documents and stuff like that on it. For that, I am going to put Link Whisperer in category C, mainly because it can be very dangerous if you are using that tool and you're just a beginner SEO and you're not using your brain. It's probably more down to human error as opposed to an actual person error, or a tool error, should I say. We then have Zapier. Now, Zapier is probably one of the very first AI, or if you want to call it an AI tool, but it was probably one of the first automation tools that I used. And I was using it, and I still do use it for some lead forms. So when a lead comes in, I basically get a notification on Slack and stuff like that. So I think it's good. However, I think that NAN and Make.com provide a better solution, and also NAN is free. So I'm going to put this into D tier. I'm going to put NAN, which is it's one of its competitors, probably into A tier. If you've never used NAN, and I'll also go into a little bit of reasoning as to why I've put Zapier in D tier, right? So this is what NAN looks like. You guys have probably seen it on tons of YouTube videos and stuff like that, people trying to sell you AI courses, and it's just like an agentic flow here. But you can actually self-host NAN, and what that basically means is it's completely free, or not completely free, but you need to pay for the server, which is like close to like $4 or $5 a month. It's very, very affordable. Whereas with Zapier, if we just go over to Zapier.com, as you can see here, there is actually a pricing. So they've got like £15 a month or £51 a month. I think I was on maybe the £51 a month. So for that reason, I think NAN provides a much better solution. There's also, I believe, a lot more integrations that you can do with NAN. Then we've got Make.com, and again, Make.com I am going to put into C tier. Very similar to the other tools that we've just been talking about. However, the integrations is a little bit more limiting when it comes to Make.com. I believe NAN has the most integrations. With Make.com, you also can self-host it. So you do need to pay these guys monthly, which I believe is $10. Still cheaper than Zapier. Actually, do you know what? I'm going to put Make.com into B, only because it's very, very easy to use. Like anyone could log into Make.com and create and set up a flow. With NAN, it's a little bit more tricky. We then have Jet Octopus. Now, if any of you guys have never heard of Jet Octopus, basically what this does is it crawls your entire website and gives you errors. Now, one thing that I really like on Jet Octopus is the fact that it gives you server logs. So obviously you can do server log analysis with, for example, with the likes of Screaming Frog and also Sitebulb, but this is the most visually pleasing tool. It also does use a little bit of AI and stuff like that within the tool. So there's always that side to using Jet Octopus. And not only that as well, is it also does have an AI-powered internal linker as well. So worst comes to worst, you can use it for your internal links. And I also don't think the pricing is too bad as well. So for a 1 million page website, you're paying for around €436. So again, what some of the beginner SEOs will probably be watching this thinking, oh my God, that's well expensive. But this tool is more so for bigger websites. But it's probably one of the better tools to actually use for like server log analysis and stuff. So I'm going to put it into A tier. We then have got Pitchbox. Now, if you've never used Pitchbox or you don't know what it is, basically this does a lot of outreach. So a lot of like link building agencies use this to outreach for your website. And it is probably one of the older tools on this list. But they do also have AI now as well within their tool. So basically, when you are using this tool to reach out to potential link or potential websites for link building, you can basically do AI personalization. You can set up templates. It can also take a look at what websites are ranking for similar keywords and do automated outreach for those sites as well. I'm going to put Pitchbox in S tier because I think that a lot of people need it, especially if you're running multiple websites. So like any of the SEO agencies watching this video. We then have got Page Optimizer Pro. This is what Page Optimizer Pro looks like. It basically does a lot of recommendations when it comes to your content. So it could either write content for you, or if you've already got pre-existing content on your website, it can give you recommendations on what keywords and LSIs and stuff like that you should use. And again, there is an AI aspect because it crawls other websites for you and it gives you recommendations based off of your competitors. Now, pricing wise, this is probably one of the cheaper content tools on the list. One thing that I would say is if you are a novice when it comes to like writing content, you can go a little bit wrong in terms of like keyword placement and stuff like that. So I am going to put Page Optimizer Pro in A. Next on the list, we have got Surfer SEO. Now, Surfer SEO, when I first started using it, it would only do like content optimization. So it would write, it would produce a content brief for you. So like you could have in subheadings, questions, FAQs, and then you would give that tool, or you would give that content brief to one of your content writers. Now, they also have got AI aspect. I feel like every tool out there now has an AI aspect to it. So it can actually write your content for you, or you can actually paste in your current content and it can rewrite your content for you as well. One thing that I would say is the pricing is a little bit higher in terms of like if you were comparing it to Phrase or Neuron Writer or Page Optimizer Pro. But it is a solid tool. It does a lot more than, for example, Phrase.io, because with Surfer, it can also do your keyword clusters as well. So that's a positive. Next on the list, we have got Phrase.io, and Phrase.io, again, very similar to Surfer SEO, not as many features, but it is a very solid SEO optimization tool. And it can give you a lot of questions as well to include within your content. Now, this at one point was ranking a lot higher because this is the second time I'm doing an SEO tool or an AI SEO tool tier list. But I'm actually going to put this in B class. And the reason for that is there's a new tool that I actually enjoy using. It produces really good actual results as well, which I'll show you in just a second. So the next tool on the list is MarketMuse. Now, MarketMuse is one of the best tools when it comes to pulling questions. It has been for quite a long time, and I feel like every time I talk about MarketMuse, this is the one thing that I always say, that it's really, really good for questions. If you've never used it before, it does do like the whole optimizing your content. It does like a SERP analysis, researches topics, writes content, etc., etc. But the one thing that I always say is MarketMuse's questions are really good. However, from a priceability point of view, it used to be one of the most expensive. I feel like they have changed their pricing now. So their pricing is $99 a month for their cheapest package, which basically puts them right at the top of the list for content optimization tools. So for that case, I'm going to put them into C tier. But if you do run a bigger website, if you are more of an enterprise company, not like somebody just starting out, MarketMuse is a really good option. And the last AI SEO tool on the list is Neuron Writer. Now, these guys, I feel like I have heard about them the most in the past maybe 6 months. And they obviously write content. They tell you like which keywords to include in your content brief. It does content briefs, obviously. It does questions. It also does the AI writing for you. And from a pricing point of view, they are one of the more cheaper tools on the list when it comes to AI content writing. If you're doing like local SEO, this tool is like really, really good as well. So for that, I'm going to put Neuron Writer in S tier. So that's been my video on 15 different AI SEO tools that I have tested. If you guys have enjoyed this video, please remember to leave a like. If you've got any questions or if you feel like I have missed out a AI SEO tool, drop a comment down below because I'll probably do another one of these videos in a couple of months because there's so many AI SEO tools coming onto the market. Thanks for watching.